I'm ready. I was seeing if I look better with the light or not.
You look good either way.
I think you look great.
All right, welcome back to the Independent Podcast. This is another Q&A episode with Nick D and Connor Price. We take your questions from TikTok and Instagram, and we have the boys answer them as best they can. So do you guys want to get started?
Whoa, look at that. Let's jump into it. All right.
All right, first question. What would you guys say is the right part of the song to promote that sticks more often than others in your experience?
Whoa, that's a great question. Nick, I'm going to let you start that one off.
What is this the question is, what is the best part of the song?
Yeah, what is the right part of the song to promote that sticks more often than others in your experience?
Every song is different. Every song is different. But for me personally, like with Icy Pop, for example, the part that stuck was the end of the song. But it's something that I do intentionally, is I put often two choruses inside of one song. Oftentimes I'll make two moments where either one of those things could be catchy enough to be the chorus, right? So that's just a personal thing that I do. So when I tested the end of the song, which was, chorus number 2, that's the part that stuck. But I also tried the real chorus. I tried moments in the verse. So it's really just trial and error. You got to test everything. It's different every time. Like with Connor, you said it was a verse. It was the second verse.
Yeah, and at the start, I was actually testing out verse 1 because I thought that was the catchiest part of the song, and it wasn't working. And it wasn't until I started making content around verse 2 that the TikToks started to pop off and the streams were going up.
Do you think it also depends on the song? Like maybe there's a sonically more catchy part, but then there's maybe more of a stronger storytelling element in a different song? Like Nick, Icy Pop, maybe the part went viral because you had a really good opportunity to do your footwork dance, like that drop. The Connor with You Said, it was more about like a breakup in the second verse.
Yeah, for You Said, I can speak on that. It was definitely the story element, because verse 1, even though I thought it was catchier, there wasn't much substance, I guess, to what I was saying. But verse 2 was all about, here's a breakup, here's what happened, and people were really connecting to that, which made them want to share it and comment and like it and engage with it. So yeah, for You Said, it was because it was a stronger story element.
So moral of the story is basically what Nick said. Every song is different, and it depends, and you just have to test and see what works.
Another thing I was going to add too is for EGOT, I was making content around certain bars, like certain lines that I thought were maybe clever that people...
the counting one was the one that did the best.
Right, the counting one. So that was like a sequence of the song where it was... I was using numbers and incorporating them, counting down from 10, and just made a whole TikTok just around that one sequence. And so it wasn't necessarily maybe the catchiest part of the song, but it was engaging, and it led to people commenting and wanting to engage.
Nick, do you have any other examples of songs you've tested different parts, or was Icy Pop kind of the main one?
I mean, you often have like a gut feeling of what'll do good, but at the same time, it always comes back to this every single time, is quality is subjective. So you really just have to test every bit. If you get I just released Minefield, and the chorus goes crazy, but the one video so far that did the best was part of the verse. So you just don't know until you test it. And don't be so prideful about what you think is best that you keep just pushing it on people. Just test different things.
Yeah, I think that's the moral of the story, is just keep testing different things. And also read the comments, because the way that I was able to figure out which part of the song for EGOT to make the content around was I was noticing a lot of the people that were commenting about that number sequence. Like, oh, I love that part. I love that part. So then instead, for my next TikTok, instead of doing a whole verse, I just took that one part. So yeah, try everything and listen to what people are saying and listen to what people are liking the most about it.
All right, I'm going to jump into the next question. So I'm just starting to get traction on my one song based on your advice. I'm wondering, how long did you continue promoting that one song that worked before moving on?
I have a certain opinion on this. So I never want to be that guy that's annoying with the same song, with the same video, with the same whatever.
Right.
So there is a balance, and I typically go off what my gut's telling me. Like with Icy Pop, I was posting, and every time I post, that video would, that Icy Pop would do millions of views every single time. But I could feel that it was, and even though I was on, I wasn't posting it every day. I was doing it every couple days. I would bring Icy Pop back, and people were still like, do more, do more. But I've seen it too many times where people like something, and oftentimes there's a label behind these decisions because, like people who work at labels have been like, why'd you stop posting Icy Pop? Blah, blah, blah. But comes a time when you're posting the same thing and you become annoying, and now people not only like your song less, but they like you less because they think you're trying to milk it. They think you're trying to, which at the end of the day, you are trying to get the most out of the song. So, but I think where it comes an issue is when someone only has one song or someone only has two songs.
So my question to you is, how do you decide when it's annoying? Because
for me, it's always this.
Feels right, yeah. Because I was going to say, like, even when I post a song twice, just twice, the second time around, someone's going to say, yo, stop promoting the same song over and over. Yeah. So at what point do you kind of feel that it's, okay, maybe I'm overdoing this? Because that's where I have trouble with is like...
for me, it's just a gut feeling. Okay. And I don't think there's any real... like number of videos. I probably posted Icy Pop 20 times.
Sure.
I would guess, I probably posted Pineapple less, to be honest.
And the crazy thing about that too is when you were still promoting Icy Pop, doing those sequence of videos where you were performing like in a crowd, whether you're in the coffee shop or the gym, like you said, each one was getting like 10 million, 8 million, 7 million. And you could have done more and they would have kept doing the same. But you ultimately...
I just got to say this real quick. Yeah. There's 3 Connors right now.
For those who are just listening and not watching, Nick's got 2 Connors with him in his studio.
Look, Connor, come here.
I have 1 Connor. There's 2 Connors in Nick's studio. So, okay, next question.
All right, what up?
How do you translate TikTok followers into Insta followers without looking needy?
I don't ever ask anyone. I mean, I see people like put in their bio, follow me on Instagram. I see people put in the top comment, they pin it, hey, would really love it if you follow me on Instagram. Mm-hmm. But I always have the approach of not really asking anyone for anything. I did ask one time with Pineapple, it was like number 2 in a viral in the United States. And I was like, hey, can you guys help me try to get it to number 1? But other than that, like I never... I mean, you could probably find a couple times, but I never ask anyone to do anything.
Like you'll never say, please go stream my song. You'll just let them know this song is called Pineapple by Nick D and it's out. Yeah.
If you like it, this is what it's called. I don't say, yo, go stream my song now. Go run the numbers up. I never ask anyone. If they like it enough, they'll do it. And I think it means more when... someone finds it and not when you tell them about it. So I think the people that go follow you on Instagram actually care about what you're doing. If you don't have to ask somebody to do it and they just do it, then that's a quality follow.
Yep.
If you're just like, hey, go follow me right now. I don't know. It's just like you're just trying to get your number. It's just another number to you. I think like it just is better when people decide to do it themselves. So give people a reason to. Provide them with quality content. Provide them with good music. Provide them with, for me, if somebody looks up to me or wants to make music the way I do or wants to live life similar way or, then they'll go follow me. And I think that I provided them value, so they want to come support me.
Great answer.
I love that answer. Also, just as a side note, and this doesn't have to do with converting TikTok followers, but Connor's account has seen massive growth just from repurposing his TikToks onto IG Reels.
Oh, great point.
So if you're really passionate about growing your Instagram, I highly recommend just repurposing TikTok content, download it without the watermark, and just post it on Reels. It doesn't even have to be on the main feed. It can be on the back end. Don't even need hashtags, and that's how we've grown Connor's Instagram.
Yeah, that's a great point. So instead of thinking about converting TikTok followers to Instagram followers, just start posting your TikTok content as Reels and grow your Instagram followers organically without the need for TikTok.
All right, and we're on to the next question. What if my funny content not related to my music is going viral, but my music content isn't? Do I keep making the funny content or stop?
What is your goal? That's the question. What is your goal? Is your goal to be a influencer, a content creator? Is your goal to get a bunch of followers that don't really convert to much? Make funny stuff, you know? And I say not convert to much because there's a lot of wonderful comedy content creators, but that's their goal. I'm saying, is your goal to make music and make money making music and make music your living? Then post your music and make another account for your funny stuff if you want. But don't like, for example, I have the Freddie Show, a podcast separate from my music. The two things are almost like they're both two parts of me. But if you go to one or the other, you see like almost two different people, right? Because it's just two very different styles of content. And then also here, you know, like you watch my cute little TikTok videos or you watch my humor on the Freddie Show, and then you come here and like you see like I really know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You know, so it's like three different versions and I separate them all.
Nick also gave this advice to Connor when they first started chatting. He said, like, your acting stuff on TikTok is really cool, but you should separate the acting and music because I've noticed you're getting a lot of views for acting, but those people don't necessarily want to stream your music. So, and ever since then, we've slowed down on the acting
The biggest
stuff.
thing people don't understand about TikTok is if you confuse your algorithm, it's hard to hone it back in, right?
Yeah.
Like, because followers don't really mean much. Like, most people scroll the For You page.
Yep.
And that's algorithm. So if you go viral for funny, you're now in comedy's algorithm.
Right.
You're not in music stuff. So next time you post some music, they're going to send it to the comedy algorithm, and no one in the comedy algorithm cares about your music.
Right. And then TikTok will see that as a failed video and it'll stop
And it'll
putting
just
it on
flop,
the For You
and
page.
you wonder why your music's not doing well because your content's all over the place.
Yeah, I think that's a great
know?
point. One of the most important things you can do with your TikTok content is staying as niche as you can.
Yes.
And if you want to explore multiple things like you did with the Freddie podcast and with the Independent podcast, we have completely separate accounts and we just post that style of content to that page.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Next.
I think that's how you got to do it.
This guy says, I write mid-tempo folky songs and I just don't see the same power in what I'm doing in the social setting. Any advice?
I'll just throw out the Tom guy.
Tom Rosenthal?
There you go.
Yep. He does the folky stuff. I would say David Kushner kind of is folky.
Yeah, David could. Yeah.
And they're killing it. It's just a different type of content you need to create. It's a different audience you're trying to reach. The typical person that listens to folky music isn't the type that listens to pop.
Yeah, it's just a different algorithm. Like, I suggest to some people, start a new account because your algorithm is confused. You know? Start a new account and only post. It's like, what do you got? 3,000 followers? 10,000 followers? But it's a confused algorithm. Like, it doesn't even go to your followers anyway. How many people do you know that scroll the following side of TikTok?
I don't.
Yeah, also, if you check your analytics for any of your videos, you'll see that, at least for me and for other people I talk to,
97%.
I was going to say over 95% of all my viral videos are not even from my followers. It's from the For You page.
Yeah.
Wait, while we're on this topic, I want to ask you, Nick, because I've never thought of advising someone to create a whole new page. I've always just thought, oh, if you create good content, the For You page will pick it up. But so you believe in sometimes creating a whole new page?
Like, this is what I'm gonna tell the one guy, the guy with that. I'm gonna tell him you might really should start a new TikTok account. Start fresh because your algorithm is confused.
For people that don't know what Nick's talking about, he's talking about this guy that went very viral for a What's Poppin' remix, and now all his content has to be about that, or the views just aren't there. So Nick is saying he would advise him in a very rare instance to create a new page.
Yeah.
But what's cool is we're gonna have an episode with him, and I'm literally, whether he takes advice or not, like, Connor and I are gonna like dissect what he's got going on, and then you guys can really like see the transition and see if it's helpful and see. And now what I would do probably with him is like, yes, start a new one, post over there, but post that same video on your other one too. you know,
That's great advice.
and just see what happens.
Yeah. I like
But
that.
we'll see. We're gonna talk to him, and really, like, I really think I can change his stuff around. So
I'm excited to see that. His episode we're
Yeah.
recording next week, so we should have that out pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right, next question. How often do you think an artist should be posting to TikTok every day? So not just like should we be posting every day, but how often every day?
I rarely post more than once a day. Do you ever do that, Nick?
when I'm in my zone, I'm posting once a day.
Yeah.
I did for a while. Post 2 times a day. I do think it's helpful. One was like a more produced video, and then the other videos I was posting was just filming in app, like filming something. For example, when Icy Pop was going, I was posting like I would film me practicing the dance in the studio. I filmed like a dance tutorial in the studio. I filmed like something me sitting in my car talking about something I don't remember. And then in between or after those, I would post like the more produced side of the, not produced, but just like, you know what I mean.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if you had, let's say, like 100 pieces of content right now that you think are all bangers, would you post 10 in a day? Would you spread them out? Like, how would you go about that?
I would not do 10 in a day. No.
Okay.
100 piece, all bangers.
Just exaggerating. Like you have a lot. Like,
Yeah, I would
what's the most
do one. I would do 1 or 2 a day.
Okay, but you wouldn't do more than that.
I don't think I would, but really, if I see it, like if I do 2 a day and they're both in the algae, I might go ahead and throw another one.
Yeah.
Like it's really just about
Watch and react.
testing it and see.
And do you guys also think there's something to say about someone just starting an account versus someone that has an established account already? Like maybe just starting out, you could do 3 or 4 times a day just to see what sticks.
Yeah, I think that's the, like, you're throwing more darts, eventually you'll get a bullseye. You get more at bats, eventually you get a home run. Or, I think that there's nothing wrong with that. But I think where people get confused is they post really mediocre content, and then they're confused of why they're not going viral or why they're not getting in the For You page or why. I tell, like, I was talking to this other guy, Mike, and I was like, look at your analytics of the videos and see what percentage is watched. And if you're not getting people to watch 30, 40, 50% on average of your video, it's just going to get pulled out of the algorithm, because the TikTok views it as something people are not engaging with. So you got to figure out how to hook people in the beginning and how to keep them until the end.
Yeah.
So you think that the TikTok algorithm is favoring watch time over anything?
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool. So Nick's advice to artists, watch time is key. Hook them in the beginning and get them watching the video as long as possible.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, next question. In regards to doing too many remixes and duets, how do you break this cycle? I'm definitely in that boat where people know me as the open verse guy, and now no one wants to care about my songs.
Well, no one better to answer this than Connor Price.
Yeah, I think we've touched on this in the Cato interview.
This is going to come up in every episode for the rest of your life.
I think it's great because it's the best advice I've ever gotten, and it was from Nick the first time we talked on the phone. Because, I was growing my TikTok initially by doing these remixes, the back and forth remixes, the Drake one, the G-Eazy one, and they were getting a lot of views. A lot of times the artists like Russ, G-Eazy were commenting on the video. So I felt like I was getting that affirmation, and my follower count was growing, but nothing was happening on my Spotify. And so what that was doing is I was creating content that was just staying in TikTok. And to grow a music career, you want people to go out of TikTok to, like we mentioned earlier, follow you on Instagram, follow you on Spotify, listen to more of your original songs. So I was putting myself in too much of a box and becoming known as the remix guy, to the point where when I was trying to promote my original, all the comments were, post another remix, do this remix, do that remix. And I was just labeling myself as the remix guy, and that was becoming problematic, and it was hindering my Spotify streams.
So then how did you break out of that cycle?
I stopped cold turkey. Like, I had that conversation with Nick where he was like you were very nicely saying stop, but you were like, just be careful.
He was like, I noticed you post a lot of remixes.
Yeah, and then I remember we ended that phone call, and I talked to Brianna, and Brianna was like, shoot, if Nick's saying that, like look where Nick is at. Like, he's doing everything I want to do, that we want to do. Maybe we should take that advice. And so since that phone call, I have not posted one remix, and I have dedicated my TikTok account to just promoting original songs.
I want to give this person, though, an actionable item that can actually break the cycle, though, in addition to just stopping, is put that same effort and style of the video you were making into the remix and put it into an original song. And I'll give you an example. Connor was using skits to promote his back and forth remixes. So we made a skit the very next day in the same style, same filming, same angles, so that people would recognize it. But the song he dropped at the end was an original. It wasn't a remix.
Wow, you're right. I never thought about that. Yeah, we were using the same style of content as like the producer and the artist doing that whole skit thing. But instead of promoting a remix, it was promoting an original song.
So for a TikTok clip right now, I'm going to show an example. This is what Connor was filming for a remix. Give me 2 seconds. And this is what he was doing to promote the original in the same style. Boom, done. Try this and let us know how it goes. Next question. Oh, this isn't a question. I just wanted to show you guys some love. Brad Brooks says, I think I found my new favorite TikTok account. I love this.
Hey, shout out to Brad Brooks.
Let's go.
Dude.
All right, this is a 25-minute episode so far.
Oh, so we should wrap this up.
All right, let's do one more.
I think we, last question?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay. I'm posting my music, but I'm not talking in the videos. How important is that in your opinion?
I have an opinion. And it kind of just boils down to get people to care about you off of platform, you have to give them a reason to. And I think when you talk, people get to know you. They get to know why you wrote the song or what the song means to you or what it could mean to them. So I think that, yes, it's important, but it's not always necessary. I just feel like it's important. Like you got guys like David Kushner who just plays his song and then runs away from the camera.
I was just about to use David as an example.
You know?
And I think it's because David's lyrics already tell that story. He's so transparent in his lyrics, so he doesn't need to talk. But maybe someone like Connor, who writes songs about breakups, asking a question about a breakup before does actually help hook them better. So it really depends on the song.
It's like the alley-oop, you know, it just sets the stage. It's like you throw it up there and then you come in and you dunk it.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't agree more. You're the king of that, doing the talk ups before the song.
I think Nick invented that.
It creates that personal connection, and it's not only them maybe liking the song, but it makes them like you, and they become connected to you as a person. And you
and I think people don't realize how important that is. Like I mentioned it before, but DJ Khaled. Well, you hadn't heard from him in a while. All of a sudden, he's posting on Snapchat every day,
right?
And he blows up again. You got guys like Tory Lanez, who took him, you know, I don't remember, it's either 5 or 10 years to get 5 million followers, and then he does
quarantine radio,
the quarantine talk radio, quarantine radio, or whatever. And then 3 months, he's got another 5 million followers because people liked his personality and him, and that's why I think it's important to let people connect to you. And I think the Freddie show had a big impact for that for me. Like people related to me as a person. They liked my personality. They, you know, those things. And then when they saw my music, it was like an immediate shift to, I already like this guy.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, they were a fan of you,
know?
so they're going to be a fan of whatever you decide to do.
I can actually attest to that because before knowing Nick, I was a consumer of Nick. And I remember when I first saw him on the Freddie show, I'm like, I love his music 10 times more now.
So it's the other way around. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, he's so funny. Now I just like want to support his music.
Totally.
So, yeah. Cool. Well, let's wrap this episode up. We have other questions. We can do that in the next episode. Thank you guys for joining. If you do have questions for Nick and Connor, just leave them on our TikTok or Instagram, and your question could be featured in our next episode.
Great. Peace.
Yeah.
Now I'm still dancing with 2 left feet, yeah. But with a little help, I can move on beat. Now I can moonwalk in 2 socks and groove all week.